Hey, Zatima fans, this is Tierney, and I am back with another episode review of Zatima Season 2, Episode 19, titled Dear Mama. Gladys, Zach's mom, is on life support. She apparently had an overdose off of the money that Zach gave her after the therapy session with Dr. Reed. And of course, Jeremiah is high, so he's not in his right mind. And he ends up calling Fatima the B word, and Zach gets up and hit him and laid him out on the floor. And so the doctor was there, and she was like, your mom's on life support and all that. It's not looking good. And so of course Jeremiah, he's upset, and Fatima told him to calm down. That's why he called Fatima a bitch like twice. So that's why Zach got up and hit him. And so Zach and Fatima went into her hospital room. She's on life support, and the only thing keeping her alive are the machines that's keeping her breathing, keeping her heart pumping and lungs, working. And it says it's thousands of dollars to keep her, I think like a day or something like that. And she said that Zach's first payment for the first night didn't clear. And I guess this is the beginning of Zach and Bryce's financial issue. And even though, now mind you, I've been in the hospital before, and it is business. They really don't care about the patient and their well-being. They want their money. And this goes to show that this episode basically shows that. And even though Zach is upset, he's grieving, they do not care. But even though Zach is in there with his mom, he sees she's on life support. He's still trying to talk to her and all that. Which I think is healthy for Zach, even though if she's like brain dead, she's probably not hearing what he's saying. But I guess if that makes Zach feel better, he's going to do it. So yeah, I think this thing with Zach's mom is why he reacted the way he did with Karen. I still don't see how his mom correlates to Karen's supposedly death, but I guess we'll see. Next, we head over to Angela's house where Mr. Bryce shows up. And he's angry about his account being frozen, and he thinks Zach may have done something. Which I don't understand why, because Zach was not, you know, ready to invest in their property. I think from the previous episode. So how can Zach do something when he didn't want to do it in regards to that property? And the fact that Bryce is so angry right now, it's what's the issue? Like Zach said he was not ready for that property to, I guess, invest in that property. So they should have been that on that. But maybe Bryce went ahead and took their joint money from their joint business account and did it anyway. And Zach doesn't have any money because they just said at the hospital that his check did not clear for the first night of his mom's stay. So I don't understand where Bryce is getting Zach did something when he did not move forward with that property that Bryce brought. So I'm trying to figure out how Bryce feel like Zach did something. And Bryce is really, really mad about it. I'm like, Zach didn't anything. Cause Zach, I think like the last day, Zach was being concerned with his mom. Because Connie came over the night before, or 2 nights before, and told Tim about it. And so Tim was at the hospital. So Zach has not even been concerning himself with property. So how can Zach do anything? So Bryce at this point, he's really desperate. I don't know if he kind of knew it was like a bad deal. Now that it has fallen apart, now he's trying to scramble and play the blame game. But we'll see. Tony and Nate show up at the hospital. Tony seems like he's more trying to be there for Zach, wants to know what's going on. Nate's more so there trying to apologize to Fatima. Fatima's not really having it. She's like, he trying to hug her. She's like, no, that's too soon. Don't touch me. And it was brought up the whole fake dating profile. And they said that was all Belinda. It wasn't me. And he said something like, you're a good woman. I like you, Zach. No, all other girls he was with basically gave good oral, but you a real one. You a true one. And Tony was like, okay, dude, that's too much. That's too much. That's too much. So I think Tony is obviously and clearly the more level-headed friend that Zach has. And I feel like, Nate is more old Zach, playing around, making stupid decisions. Tony's more who Zach is more like now that he has matured and become a man, has a house and a fiance. So Nate needs to grow up, and that's just bottom line. And hopefully, seeing how Zach and Fatima interact, hopefully that'll be a come to Jesus moment, so to speak, for him to, I guess, get himself right, because Zach really don't need Nate as a friend. So last scene, well, next to last scene, Zach and Fatima making home, and they were just having a real heart-to-heart conversation. And Zach made mention that, he asked Fatima what type of father did she think he would be, and she said, "I think you'd be a great one." And she smiled. And I'm like, that kind of threw me, but and I guess he asking that because he don't know his dad. So with him not having his dad, how would he be as a dad himself? Even though he does have Michael, but he's not really in Michael's life full time. I don't even think part time at this point, because he's trying to see about getting custody of Michael. So yeah, he and Fatima had like a real good heart to heart conversation, and I actually enjoyed this. Like one of my best, well, one of my favorite scenes of the whole entire episode. Well, actually, this was my favorite scene of the entire episode. Just I loved how Zach and Fatima character, they just have a heart to heart and it's genuine, it's truthful and honest. I love that. And it seems like their communication is a lot better when they are both calm. I guess when tragedy strikes, they are just like the best communicators ever. So then we go outside of their home to where Angela and Bryce show up. And of course, they just is out there trying to get something started. And she says how Bryce is good looking to be, I think she said, what, Japanese or something? Or Chinese. And he's like, no, he's Japanese. Something like that was said. And now, mind you, Bryce is a nice looking man. But his character at this point makes him look real, real ugly. So anyway, so Bryce and Angela go into Zach and Fatima's house. And he, it's like Bryce don't want to say anything when he wants to say something. So Angela's like, not now, this is bad timing. And of course she asked about Zach's mom and, you know, and I understand Bryce's stance, I guess, at this point, how their money is frozen and he can't pay his bills, which is why Zach's payment for his mom's hospital stay did not go through. But I mean, it kind of was the right time because now Fatima knows that Zach's payment didn't go through because their accounts are frozen. Which Zach don't even know. He didn't know, but Fatima found out at the hospital. So their accounts are frozen. I want to say Bryce went through with that property investment without Zach's knowledge, and I think he may have used most or if not all of their money, I guess. So the fact that his Bryce, not only is their business account frozen, I guess their personal accounts as well. And which is Bryce's fault. So how can you sit here and try to blame Zach or say Zach did something? Zach has been dealing with his mom for like past day or two. So I don't understand how Bryce feel like it's Zach's fault and he did something. So so yeah. You all let me know what you think about this review of Tyler Perry's Zatima season 2 episode 19. Leave a comment, like, subscribe to my channel. I will catch you all in the next one.